I was born in 1937, so that makes me 82. I was born in hospital, but I came home and we had a nanny for 6 weeks. I don't really remember very much home life. The radio was on, yes, it was a big thing in our life, but I can remember we were the first house with a television because some neighbours came to us to watch the coronation on television. But they were a little square box then in a great big cabinet. Oh, we had the old, you used to go back and you used to say your number. This is Vigilant 7097. I remember it well. Yeah, where we lived up by the Downs, we had the racing driver James Hunt living there. The Blytons lived next door to us. Not Enid, it was her cousin, Sybil Blyton. In fact, Judy and I used to play on the Downs. Yeah, we used to go up there and any crashed planes from the war. We used to collect memorabilia. It sounds terrible, but we found a fountain pen and an old wallet and things that the pilots that had crashed.
See, the problem was, if you wanted to play a record, you could, but on your father's radiogram. So they couldn't play their records unless Dad stood there with them. So they didn't enjoy it, neither did Dad. And then once the first record player came along with a handle on it, you take it up your bedroom, you have all your mates around, oh, a world opened up. I mean, we made the record companies. They didn't make us, we made them, because without our machines, there's nothing to play them on. And suddenly the sales of records went like that, hundreds of % per year. Because once we started to make this thing, other people copied it. There are probably about 10 different brands. But if you go to any museum, you'll see a dance set.
Before the war, I was 7 years of age, and you take in whatever you can as a child. When the Germans actually invaded Poland and they came into our town, for the first 4 or 5 weeks, I thought to myself, there's nothing like what they were talking in the papers before the war. German soldiers used to go into shops, Jewish shops. They bought chocolate, cigarettes, and to me it was like normal. And it was normal, nothing changed. About 5 weeks, 6 weeks, then things started changing dramatically. We could not go to school anymore. Every Jew, child, grown-ups had to wear an armband, a sign that you are Jewish, yellow, and you had to wear it. Doesn't matter how old you are. And you didn't wear it, they shot you. That was the beginning of my introduction to a new world.
One year we went to Bournemouth and there was an actor on there who just started. I say just started, he'd been going some time, but not as famous as he turned out to be, called Bob Monkhouse. Spoke to him and he said, look, I think I can get you some work. Well, Bob Monkhouse and Dennis Goodwin had an agency and I used to go down to London to see them. Anyway, after a while I went for an audition for the BBC television and they said, okay, do your act. So I did my act. They said, we'll let you know. So it was something, suddenly I had a call from the BBC. The director of the show, Ernest Maxim, he used to do the Morecambe and Wise shows. But in those days they had a show called the Black and White Minstrel Show. And he said to me, I've got a part for you. And I said, what do you mean? But he said, you do the best Jimmy Durante I've ever seen, right? He said, I want you to sing California, Here I Come as Jimmy Durante. And I was actually appearing on television as Jimmy Durante in those days. And in fact, the performance went down very well, I'm pleased to say, that they, after about maybe a couple of months later, they called me back again to do another one with Jimmy Durante. So I did well. So when I then used to go on the variety clubs, it used to be Jerry Singer, TV's comedy impressionist.